Kevin Nash made the news this week after some not so great comments on his podcast, Kliq This, with Sean Oliver. Kevin Nash has been mourning the loss of his son, his son T, who passed away about 12, 13 weeks ago now at this point. He died of some sort of heart complications. And it's something I haven't talked about on the pod. Nash, to my surprise, I couldn't do it. Nash has continued to do his podcast each and every week. Even the week that T died, obviously he had every reason to take that podcast off, but he wanted to do it because it took his mind off of it, or, it's good to talk to people when you're going through shit like that. So I actually, for better or worse, he did that podcast, and he's been doing it every single week. And one of the sad things about it is that T was a partner in the podcast with them. T was, a big tech guy behind the scenes. He was kind of there basically producing for, at least on Nash's side. I don't think he was the producer for the entire pod or anything. I think that goes to somebody over at Podcast Heat or whatever. But he was certainly there to kind of help Nash with his technical support. And he was always sitting in the room with Kevin while he was recording, and you could hear him laugh from time to time in the background. And, just another tragic fucking loss in the world of professional wrestling. And this was shortly after the loss of Scott Hall, Kevin's best friend, So Kevin's having a hard time. And he's doing his best every single fucking week to do this podcast with Sean Oliver. And it's a great podcast. They kind of talk about everything and nothing at the same time, was the best way I've heard it put. They don't necessarily get into wrestling per se, maybe a wrestling topic here or there, but it's been healthy for Nash to be able to do this since his son passed. But obviously, if your child has passed away, it's not going to be easy. And it was in this particular clip right here where Nash, made a comment about it. And it was in the voice of sarcasm, which I speak fluently, and we'll kind of address that on the back end. But check out this clip from Kevin Nash, and it's not great.
Today is week 12. I lost my boy. Today is week 12. I lost my boy.
Is it 12? It's 3 months.
Yeah, 12 weeks. Time flies when you got a gun in your mouth. Time flies when you're having fun.
Don't play like that. You have guns, so you can't say those things.
I can do whatever the fuck I want to do, as long as I leave a note.
Yeah, that kind of jumped out to me as soon as I heard it. And, that was before it kind of took about a day or two for it to start to make the news cycle. And it was shortly after that the cops got involved, and they actually showed up to Kevin's house. And they did a wellness check on him. And here is a tweet from Kevin Nash in response to said wellness check from the police. Everyone take a breath. Let's not take my biggest coping mechanism, sarcasm, in capital letters, and blow it out of proportion. I appreciate the concern and the fact that others find it a perfect time for insults. Continue to get your updates on TMZ and wrestling sites. I've got legs to train today. I call bullshit, by the way. Nash never trains legs. What's he talking about? Leg day. Pfft. It's an upper body business, Rick Rude says. Kevin Nash has fucking beanpole legs. He ain't training no legs. Joking aside, though, the sarcasm, man. I get it. I understand. Look, Nash is a bigger man than I am, obviously, stature-wise. But, look, if it was my son, I'd be right there with him before he was even cold. So, he's doing a lot better than I would in his shoes. And, he's using sarcasm to get through it, to cope. And I understand that very much. Those who speak fluent sarcasm will understand that it's how you get through things sometimes is that dark humor. And look, I get it, that kind of thing is, and I'm choosing my words wisely because we're on YouTube here. That kind of thing is not something that you want to joke about. So I get why fans were concerned, or why there was a bit of, maybe some outrage there, and why the call was made to have the police go check on Kevin. I get that. I get where people are coming from. I just wish people would have. I guess when I heard it, I didn't read it as, we better start worrying about this guy. I kind of read it as what it was. Like, this is how he's coping with this, is these stupid ass dark jokes, It's not funny. It's not cool to do that. Even Sean Oliver was quick to say, Kev, don't say that. Nash is like, I can say whatever the fuck I want as long as I leave a note. I only laugh because I get Kevin's sense of humor. He's being sarcastic. He's using dark humor to get through a very dark, hard moment in his life. First his best friend in Scott Hall, and then, his son basically in the same year. I can't imagine what the dude is going through, or how he gets through day to day. But I imagine, as he said, sarcasm is one of those ways to do that. And I think this is a tough one, because my initial thoughts were like, leave the fucking guy alone. You're sending police to his house now. And look, Nash is an outspoken gun owner, and that's something that, cops can go in and fucking raid his house and take all his guns away from him and everything else too, if they wanted to, over stuff like this. So it's he can end up, they can commit him, they can take him and fucking hold him in a mental place for however many hours to just watch him. Like, any number of things could have resulted from this. Luckily, for Nash, it was just a quick visit, and he was able to kind of explain to the police, no, I have no plans to do anything. And they kind of left it there. But I think, though, there's no reason to endorse Nash's comments. Obviously, they were in very poor taste. But I think as a wrestling community, let's have a little faith in Kev, that, he's still here with us now, 12, 13 weeks later. And that, we all know he's a sarcastic prick. We all know he's a smart ass. We all know he's got that quick wit and that dark sense of humor. Scott had it too. That let's all just kind of give Kev a little bit of space here, and let's all not try to play hero and crawl up his ass. And look, I get it. I get where you're coming from too. What if something did happen or could happen and we could save the man's life? I get that too. But I think we should give Kev good faith that he's just trying to get through this, and let's give him a little space to get through it, and to maybe say some stupid shit from time to time, because he's in an emotional state right now that he's not thinking rationally. He's not talking rationally. He is trying to get through his fucking day every single day. He's just trying to get through. And he's having a hard enough time. I think, on one hand, it's probably good to see the outpouring of care and concern for Kevin. But at the same time, I don't think he needs a lot of the negativity or stupid comments that can come with this as well, as he did address. So let's leave fucking Kevin Nash alone for a little bit and let him grieve and let him do him. And let's just kind of back off the gas a little bit on this one and give him some space. That's my thoughts on it. I know that's what I would want if I was him. Like, if I'm making stupid comments to get myself through a bad, dark, hard, tough situation. The last thing I want is fucking cops showing up at my door asking if I'm okay, or fucking idiots on the internet commenting about it. And look, man, just give the dude some space, all right? Hey, thanks for checking out that clip. Don't forget to check out other clips here on the channel. And while you're there, throw a like, throw a subscribe. And don't forget to check out full episodes each and every Sunday of the Pro Wrestling Podcast.